be a diligent observer. The process of learning is not important just for its end result, but the process in itself is equally important for nurturing human values. It also helps students comprehend the value of collaboration and communication. So while the students are working in groups or doing any activity, the teacher should ensure that the students are not hesitating in asking for any help or clearing their doubts with fellow students or the teacher. Make the students celebrate lacks and mistakes, both theirs and of the fellow classmates, as mistakes or shortcomings are not the sign of incapability, incompetence, or being unintelligent, but rather a sign of progress. Remember, no one knows it all. The teacher, after carefully observing each and every student's performance, should also know how to capitalize on their strengths and weaknesses. A particular student loves a particular task. Let the student do that. It is because he finds more meaning in it. A particular student is distracting the other activity partners through his cell phone. Give him a task to look for some specific facts in the phone. Now, let us discuss the play of communication in the role of a present-day teacher. Communication depends on two people, sender and receiver. Both have to be vigilant and carefully listen to each other in order to ensure smooth flow of the two-way process, that is, to let fruitful communication happen. Therefore, listening is not only the responsibility of students but also of teachers. Never misperceive or judge students on the basis of their communication styles. There are some students who don't think before talking, and while some who talk in bullet points, yes, no, okay. They are basically interested in facts, figures. But all of this can be handled easily if we build good relationships with our students. And the key to that is communication. Communication style is vital and truly connects you with your students. Let us discuss it further through examples of feedback, which in itself is a very important responsibility of teachers. Now, the basic ways of giving feedback are: first, direct. You should not have done this. You should have instead written this. You have not read much. You're absolutely wrong. There is a lot of scope of improvement. You need to improve your handwriting. This method is absolutely wrong and will not fetch you any marks. What is the result? You have offended the student or have completely destroyed his or her confidence. If you have offended the student, this will lead to a disagreement or even an argument. And if the confidence is completely destroyed, then the student might never return to you for assistance. The second type of feedback is indirect feedback, which definitely is polite, like some points here and there. Overall, good. Little more hard work. You can come out with flying colors. Next time, I'm sure even the method will be right. No, this will not work. Rather, this feedback is the most dangerous of all. The student will never be able to understand that he or she still needs to review his or her work. So what to do? Probably, we can hone our communication style and go this way. First step, ask a polite question. Can we discuss this assignment sometime? I have more ideas about this work. Can I share them with you? Remember, let your students own their learning. They are not kids. They have decided to study the particular subject for higher studies. And we all, as teachers, know our young adult students like choices. With the suggested questions, they will get a feeling of autonomy and a sense of equality. Now comes the second step. Be specific. For example, If it is about language, don't say it's wrong or a bad way of writing. Rather, point out the particular sentence and correct it. By doing this, the student will get to know where to improve and what to improve. Third, tell the student the larger consequences of his or her mistake. For instance, how just one step led to the entire sum getting wrong, or just a simple tense mistake changed the meaning of the entire answer. Fourth and last, don't miss to ask for their opinion. Stir their mind to understand their mistake and rethink their answer. Students like to be equal participants, and these 4 steps will convert the feedback into healthy one and will make it one-to-one discussion for the students. Right way of communication helps a teacher to not only connect with the students but also leads to effective learning and motivating environment for the students. Now, when it is about motivation and inspiration, the role of a teacher as a mentor, counselor, and friend in a student's life cannot be missed. But before we discuss this role, let us dwell on our shortcomings in a classroom. First, at times we get too emotionally involved with our students, and this sometimes even makes us biased. Sometimes it is hard to be patient after a particular point. Comparison between the students becomes unavoidable at times. Time constraint. We have a personal life too, and it needs time. So at times we are not able to give time to our students even when we want to. Students at times become target of our anger, that is because of someone else. Sometimes self-motivation levels drop or everything seems worthless. Nonetheless, it is also a fact that these are teachers' common shortcomings. We all keep experiencing them, yet we have been creating bonds that last forever with our students. Teacher-student connections are beyond constraints. We just need to remember that we all have low points in our life. And that is what life is all about, ups and lows. Also, the same fact can help us understand that the above shortcomings are not teacher specific, but common human problems. It is our responsibility to understand that our students also have their own difficult times. Their extreme behaviors like anxiety, fear, violence, anger, disinterest, rigidity, resistance stem from the feeling of being stuck or some kind of stagnation. In such times of hardships, we need to enact various roles of a counselor, a mentor, a guide. Building an environment of trust in the classroom is the foremost thing that a teacher should do. This inculcates a sense of mutual care and trust in the students. We lie only when we know that the truth will not be accepted. So, a student should feel free and comfortable to share his or her opinions. Be friends to your students. A relaxed atmosphere intensifies learning. Second, being a counselor does not mean giving advices and suggestions to the students, as one cannot know all. None of us can have solutions for all problems. But yes, after listening to the students patiently and actively, we can give them possible ways or perspectives to look at their problems. Try to be empathetic. That is, try to see and understand things from their perspectives. Don't be judgmental. Making the student aware of the many dimensions of the issues raised and helping the student to reflect and introspect is often the beginning of the solution to their problem. Assure them that their problem will be kept confidential. Mentoring comes in a package with teaching responsibilities in higher education system. It ranges from curriculum related issues to mentoring for options in subjects to helping students understand various career options available. Don't forget, anything other might change or transform in the education system, but the relationship between the students and a passionate teacher will always remain the foundation of a successful classroom.